Welcome to day 3. Super exciting. Really good energy the first couple days, and I think everyone's excited to be back. No question. A couple exciting kind of highlights today. First live BPs, so we're going to get a chance to see pitchers against some hitters, which is always a kind of a first benchmark of spring training. And then Matt Brash gets off the mound again, coming back from his injury, so a chance to see him off the hill again today in a limited bullpen, but super exciting to see that. So lots to look forward to, and again, I think so far the camp's been great, and I'm looking forward to seeing some live ABs today.
I know it's only been just a few days, but have any bullpen sessions really stood out to you in the short stint that you guys have been down here?
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned Gabe yesterday, Spire, and I thought that was really, an exceptional one. Santos and Mooney got a chance to get off the hill yesterday and look pretty good as well. So, I think you just want guys to be in good shape. You want them to be here ready. That first bullpen, it's so much as you feel like it's so important, but what's the best indicators when we get into games and stuff. But I think from a standpoint of guys being prepared for this season, coming in ready to go, I think it's been a 10 out of 10. These guys are ready and eager, and that's what you're really looking for, and these guys certainly have done that.
Just how excited are you about where Matt Brash is at right now, and just given at this time last year what he was dealing with, and it seems like just a kind of a quick turnaround.
Yeah, I mean, injuries are always tough, and going through that, especially a longer-term injury like that, oftentimes you get hurt and it's only a couple weeks or it's maybe a month, but in his case, he knows it's going to be an extended period of time, and that's difficult. And the rehab process, even in a shorter injury, gets a little mundane and boring. I can't imagine over a longer stretch how that is, but he's handled it all super well. And I know when you get to this point in a rehab situation, you cannot wait to get to the ballpark, to get on the mound. His excitement to be out there, his smile when you say, hey, are you on the hill tomorrow? And yeah, I'm getting ready to throw again. It's just a direct reflection of how much work he's put into it, and so it's a testament to his diligence and his rehab. It's a testament to our staff, our training staff who've been at it with him, and he's getting ready to go, and it's exciting for all of us.
How's he been in terms of kind of controlling the emotion, wanting to get back and getting back on the mound and not overdoing it?
Yeah, that's kind of the balance you gotta take, and I think having had some injuries in my career, you start to feel fine physically, but there's always that mental hurdle that you have to cross at some point, and that that you're 100%, but that is kind of the last hurdle, and he's kind of at the point now where he's getting a chance to get out there. The adrenaline's pumping, no doubt about it, and you have to weigh that balance a little bit, but he's been around enough to know that what that's like and what he needs to do to tame that a little bit. But I'm just excited to see him out there today and get a chance to watch him throw.
To give that warning to anybody else, look, we don't need to hit 101 on day 3, right?
Yeah, I think that was a part of the message day one was don't be a hero day one, and that certainly rings true throughout camp. Especially early on here. There's a lot of baseball ahead of us, and that's a balance we need to walk, especially until we get to some competitive situations in the games and whatnot. That's when we need to start seeing it. But at this point, bullpens, it's a delicate balance.
Being around the org, even before you took over as manager, do you remember when you saw Brash the first time or kind of heard about him? He kind of came on really quickly.
Yeah, I remember hearing his name in the trade, and then not knowing much about him. A Vancouver kid, so you kind of like that about him. He's a PNWer, just at least I think is he from Vancouver, or is he? I know he's Canadian, but
I think he's from Toronto.
I think he's from Toronto. Now that I think about it, we got a couple Canadians, but anyway, just hearing about him, and then getting a chance to see what he could do on the mound, and just having and hearing that he's got one of the most explosive sliders in the entire game. That's pretty impressive, and so he's had some success for us early, and I think that's why the injury was so devastating. But I'm excited for him to be back.
Dan, Troy Taylor said he got cleared to resume throwing. What did you see from him in that last month? He was pretty valuable for you, and how do you make sure that a rookie, a young guy, doesn't try to push too hard to get back? He got the taste.
Yeah, Troy was pretty impressive ascension last year. I think he started in Everett. I had a chance to see him in Double-A during the summer at one point, and then by the end of the year he was all the way in the big leagues. So it's pretty quick for him, but he handled it very well. And you talk about him being young; he is young, but handled all the ascension pretty well, and got into some later in the season, got into some pretty high leverage situations and pitched well for us. So he's a guy, you looked. He took such big strides last year. You're excited about what's ahead for him. So getting him back, getting him healthy, obviously really helps the bullpen as well.
It seemed like you just gained so much more trust with him after each subsequent outing down the stretch. What really stood out to you, especially because those games are so important too?
Yeah, I think the one thing about Troy is we talk a lot about attacking the strike zone and dominating the zone. That's what we do. He gave up a couple of home runs in situations, but that next pitch was right back in the zone. And I think I love the fact that he is not afraid to challenge people, and that's what he did. He when he got into situations, in those leverage situations, he was able to challenge people, and he had success doing it. And that's what you love to see in a reliever. And he's a guy that wants the ball. He wants to be out there. I know as a catcher and now as a manager, like that's what you want.
What do you hope is gained from a kid, a prospect that comes into his first MLB camp, and how do you use it to move forward?
Yeah, I mean, we have so many young guys, especially on that infield, part, and there's such good, prospects for our organization, and they all swing the bat well. And they all got down here early, or several of them got down here early with Bone to get comfortable. They've all worked super hard, and this is an opportunity, I think, is when the games start to really show what you can do in a competitive situation, and that's, I think, for all those guys and Colt as well. Just getting a chance to play, getting comfortable as comfortable as you can at a big league setting. Those are things that will pay dividends down the line, and that's what we're looking for from these guys. Especially early in camp, I think there's going to be some, several at bats for him and a chance for him to really show what they can do. That's, the spring training games, especially for young players, it's an opportunity to show a staff, to show a front office what they can do, and certainly a lot of those guys are in that position.
So many guys will sit there and talk about, we talked to Harry last year, just about learning the preparation that goes into every day, like watching Cal do it, or you seeing other infielders, how they prepare every day. I mean, is it eye-opening when you're a young kid and you get into camp and you see these pros that, longtime professionals, how they prepare every single day?
You hope not, as an organization. You hope that they've been exposed to that and see it. But I think when you see it up close, it's a little bit different. And I think that's a big part of what we talk about is our preparation and what does it take for you to get to that game ready, part of your game, and being around veterans, being around guys that have done it and done it successfully, have experimented with different things, have tried different things, and have a process that gets them game ready. For young players to be around that, to see that, what an advantage for them, and that's another part of spring training that really helps the development of young players.
Over the offseason, were there any players that you spent that went out of your way to connect with throughout the winter, or players that maybe you didn't have as much time to connect with that close down the stretch?
Yeah, I had a chance to go see some guys, and we have a lot of contact in the off season. with guys, and our coaching staff does a great job of staying in touch with guys as well. So, I think we talked a little bit yesterday about this is a group that knows each other, that's been around each other for a while. So, you become a family, and so you try to stay in touch as best you can. So I think we do a pretty good job of staying in contact, and it's great to see everybody. The other nice aspect of spring training is it's in some ways a family reunion as well.